How about you start off introducing the your bodyguards?
All right. These here are two of my biggest fans. They're the Dudettes and the Dudies, I guess you'd say. This is Dewey and Noel. And they are like children all across the country that lend the dude support so he can give the type of effort that the fans demand of Dude Love.
You were Dude Love when you grew up. Now he's back. Can you believe it?
Oh, it's hard to believe. I tell you that. Sometimes it seems like a dream, and then when I look in the mirror, well, sometimes it seems like a nightmare also. But the fans seem to like it. So who's the dude to go against the flow?
He's not. He's nobody to go against the flow. You wouldn't think of it. The last time I interviewed you was on radio, probably 6-8 years ago in the D.C. Armory, and you were complaining about there was nobody there to pick you up. There's people there now to pick you up, aren't there?
Well, yeah. My biggest problem about 6 years ago was that my car would be shaken and it would be spit on, and the dude personally would leave arenas with saliva hanging from his hair. So now I don't seem to have that problem anymore. The people have taken a liking to me. As you see, here's my biggest fan here.
Absolutely.
And she couldn't be happier than to be in the dude's arms like most women around the world.
Oh, that's understandable. And as a matter of fact, not only was she in your arms earlier, I think she had you pinned for the 3 count.
Well, I was practicing out a couple new moves, and sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. And I'd rather her get the 3 count on the dude in front of an empty arena, in front of your cameras, than go out there and suffer the indignity of a loss in front of the fans.
Indignity is something you have not been suffering as of late. Anything but.
The dude's been on a roll. I feel like, I feel like a pea in a pot, and the peas won't be jumping unless the water's hot.
Mercy, mercy.
Have mercy. What do you say, Noel?
Mercy.
It's universal. Tell me, how would you describe what you're doing? I mean, you're Dude Love, you're Mankind, you're Cactus Jack, you're all those things rolled into one, huh?
Well, there was a basic problem with being Mankind, and that's that I wasn't having any fun. I think people realize that now Mankind can swing chairs, that Mankind can dive off concrete buildings, but also there's a factor there when the family's involved that you don't need to worry about bringing your kids and seeing Mankind battle the Undertaker in a boiler room, because now it's just Dude Love and Owen Hart. But I've got some things up my sleeve for Owen also.
Is there another athlete in any sport you want to mention that's anything at all like Dude Love?
Anything at all like Dude Love? What are you saying? Am I ripping somebody off?
No, man. I'm saying, is there anybody that's got anything going like you?
I'm sure there is in some walks of life. I hear that Lee Trevino has that kind of flamboyancy and throws a mean left hook.
Speaking of left hooks, you've got a lot of weapons. Describe the shin drop.
The sweet shin music, Daddy. Right now it's taking the world by storm. It is the most lethal kick in the WWF. I think anybody who's been on the schoolyard knows nothing hurts worse than a good kick in the shins. And what I do is I soften them up with the shin music and sink in the double arm DDT. So in between the throbbing of the shins and the pulsating of the skull, the dude's going to get the 1, 2, 3.
All right, for people who may not see you tonight or have not seen you in action, why should they?
Why should they? Because I feel like over the course of my career and being broken up from head to toe and burned and severed ears and missing teeth, that I feel like I'm worth the price of admission. And I think generally people have a good time when the dude or Mankind is in the house.
Last thing, do we have a stitch count? Bless you. God bless you.
Well, wrestlers, you get that little macho streak in you, right? So you don't get the stitches unless you really need them.
Right.
So just like the instance the last time, they said, well, you need about 5 stitches back there in the head. And I said, who's going to see them? As long as I keep it clean, and the chances of me, well, if I go bald at age 50, then people are going to say, where'd you get that one? But generally speaking, you don't get stitched up unless you need to.
Well, I completely believe that, but what I'm saying is, do you have a total count?
Somewhere over 300. I spent some time in Baltimore being stitched. I got about 14 over one of these eyes, and it was about 4 hours in the emergency room, and I thought to myself, well, I could be sleeping.
You're doing anything but that these days, Dude Love. It's a pleasure.
Hey,
could you do me a favor? Could both of you give me a big smile?
Okay.
Into the camera.
I bet she can. She's
Can we say, "Ow, have mercy" at the same time?
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Noel. Ready?
Mercy.
Let's say it again. 1, 2, 3. Ow, have mercy.